Join today, free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
First of all, I don't think inflation is all that high. Inflation is still extraordinarily low, and I think that bodes well for the stock market.
Really? It's low? Are you kidding me? This guy hasn't gone shopping lately. But again, they contradict each other on these fake business news networks. Listen to this.
Several global economists, leading economists, say that higher inflation is going to last. Not only is it here to stay, but it's going to last for several years.
Of course it is, because it's not transitory. We keep hearing that word transitory. That's impossible. Inflation started back in 2008 with QE. As soon as we started to print all this money and destroyed the dollar, which is done intentionally, of course, by the Federal Reserve, because the more they destroy the dollar, remember what happens. The United States Congress, the government benefits, because that means the debt they owe to China and Japan becomes less because the value of their debt drops. As they always tell you, think of you owe them $1 trillion in debt, and the dollar gets killed, goes down in value. Now you only owe them $800 billion instead of $1 trillion. So they do this on purpose. And they know they're going to sacrifice the folks on Main Street. The only people they don't sacrifice are the top 1 percentile. Because remember, our owners, the 1/100th of 1 percentile, the very, very wealthy, they depend on the 1%. They got to take care of them. As long as they take care of the 1% and make them wealthy, they will continue to make all kinds of wealth. Look, the one thing that we've been hearing all along is how great this economy is doing. And if you go back to March 23, 2020, after we had that 38% crash from February 19, 2020 to March 23, 2020, that pandemic crash, the market started to soar. But people don't understand that. Okay, we were in the worst time possible. 22 million people lost their jobs, for heaven's sakes. I mean, people literally, that's it. They had no job. They had to go home. The economy was shut down. But yet the stock market went up about 138% from March 2020 to where we are today. But how could the market rally like that? That doesn't make sense, does it? It shouldn't. Why would a market rally when you got all these people unemployed? And worse, the government has to come in and doing all this printing of money for all their different stimulus programs, which destroys the dollar even more, which hurts the lifestyle of the guy on Main Street. He always gets screwed. Anybody that makes a combined income with a wife and husband of less than $68,000 a year, you're screwed. So the government had to quickly come in with all these stimulus programs. Now remember, in 2020, under Trump, they printed $6.5 trillion. That was 47% higher than what they printed in 2019. The deficit increased by $3.1 trillion. You know, just give those numbers. People don't even think about them. They don't even listen to them, really. What does that mean? That means you're destroying your economy, your Main Street economy. And Trump, in his CARES Act, his stimulus program, which remember, stimulus gives an economy life support. But they talk about, as the stock market is roaring and the stock market's going up from March 2020 to where we are today. Remember what these guys, these jibber jabbers on the fake business network, all they keep saying, they keep pointing to the market, look at this, the economy's growing, look at this, things are great. Boy, things are wonderful. This is a hot economy. And you got all these people laid off. Yet they call it a hot economy, pointing to the stock market. Well, the stock market's not the economy. So Trump comes in and he prints $6.5 trillion, a 47% increase, the deficit over the previous year. So Trump does the 2.3 trillion CARES Act. He put that in place. Every adult got $3,200. And then they had this stimulus tax relief. That was another $900 billion. Remember, everybody got everybody else. There also other checks went out: $1,200 for each individual, $2,400 for a couple, $500 for each child. Then you had the PPP program that went out to small businesses. Then when Biden comes in, now remember, this is how they're supporting this economy. When they're saying to you, boy, the economy is really great. The economy's doing terrific. Look at this. No, it's stimulus. It's support. And what's going to happen when they stop printing this money? See, nobody wants to talk about that. And there's going to be some fantastic stock opportunities. It's going to be incredible. So Biden prints another $2 trillion. He calls his plan the American Rescue Plan. That's after the CARES Act program. Don't you love these names? The CARES Act program, the American Rescue Plan. They're not rescuing anyone. This is all unnecessary. If in 2008, instead of doing QE, printing all this money to buy treasuries, to bring interest rates down to zero, to give the money to CEOs, to buy their own stock, to artificially push up the stock market, if we went into a recession like we used to, and everybody tightens their belt, gets rid of their debt, then when you come out of that recession, you're strong. And all that money goes into the businesses, plowed back into the businesses, so they could create more jobs, produce more. The whole thing about being successful, a country, is how much you produce. That's what we should have been doing, but we weren't producing anything. Instead of producing, all we did is produce money. So we had more money going out trying to find less goods. So we got all this money chasing few goods. We should be producing. If we were producing back in 2008 after the crash and producing more goods, we'd have a hell of a country right now. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted to get rid of productivity and put in its place printing of money and spending. Then Biden comes out, as I say. So you got, this is crazy. Then he's got, as I say, the rescue plan. He sends out another $1,400 checks to 390 people. Then he has then he calls it the American Family Plan. Sends out another $3,600 or $300 a month child tax credit. Then he extended the PPP program for small businesses. And this is not good stuff. This is not good stuff. This doesn't help. This is all temporary. Just like the stock market's all temporary. And as the stock market is going up, they're not being truthful to you. You should have been in the stock market. You should have been with Phil's gang. You'd been making money all the way up. But the one thing, you would have the comfort level, know when to get out. You also would know which stocks to get in. And the other thing, you would have identified that this whole market rally since March 23, actually since 2008, everybody since 2020, but let's just talk about 2020. This whole rally has been nothing but manipulated. It's been financially engineered by simply printing all this money to keep interest rates low, called yields. And so the stock market that rallied, it was being pushed by a handful of stocks, and those are tech stocks. And that's the only reason the stock market went up, creating a bigger and bigger and bigger bubble. And people don't realize that. When they look at the S&P, they look at the Dow 30, they think that's the economy. They don't have any clue that the only reason that the S&P went up 33% because of the tech stock. It's creating the biggest bubble in history. But do you know when to get out before it breaks? Well, my members will.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. And plus you get the color-coded chart free during that 10 days. Now look, we know one thing about this whole stock market. It's been engineered to go up based on forcing rates to come down. And that has destroyed the economy. But we also know with a financially engineered stock market like we have, especially with the stimulus, you can make tremendous amount of money. And the money is still, again, there to be made. Yes, we're going to have the biggest crash in history. But we're going to know when that crash, you're going to have so many signals, so many red flags out there. When this crash, when it starts, remember, crashes just don't happen. When you raise an interest rate or lower an interest rate, it takes 18 months before it's felt in the economy. It's the same thing when a crash. For example, we're starting to see now the interest rates, the yields, the short-term yield, say the 3-month yield, we're starting to see them climb. We're starting to see them climb, and we're starting to see the 10-year Treasury yield decline. That's called an invert. And what that does, that's telling you the economy is really getting weaker and weaker. But remember, the stock market keeps going up, and most people, 99.9%, look at the stock market and think that indicates the health of the economy, and they go on with their lives, not having any clue that they're on quicksand. Now, if you know what you're doing, you got to take advantage. Do you understand? Most people did not take advantage of this rally that we had, this fantastic rally, this fake rally we had after the crash. Remember, this pandemic crash was incredible. It dropped 33%, this crash. And then we had the market go up another 136%, and nothing would stop it because they always made sure, the Federal Reserve, the people who run it, operate it, they always made sure that the 1 percentile would make a fortune. So since March of 2020 to today, think about that. That's what, about 16 months, 14 months? That was the easiest money you ever could make. Because there's only one way for the market to go. Straight up. Because it can't come down. As long as they artificially, and they make sure that the interest rates stay low, or what they call yields stay low, they can take, and this is what's so unique about it, they could have done this 20 years ago, but because the big tech stocks love low interest rates, the banks get killed on low interest rates, and it always was the banks that led the market. And before the tech, if the interest rates were down, or called yields were down, banks would go down and the whole market would go down. But what happened here, as of March 26, 2020 to today, the yields were going down, and that was fantastic for big tech stocks, the Facebooks, and the Microsoft and the Apples, which we are in. Fantastic for them. So we played those all on the way up, knowing it's all fake, it's all artificial, it's all from printing money to keep buying those treasuries to drop those yields down that only benefited the big tech stocks. It masked what was going on in the S&P. The S&P otherwise would have crashed, but it didn't crash because the big tech stocks have so much weight it drags all the other stocks. If you take the S&P 100, 15 stocks are dragging all the other stocks up, giving you a false sense of safety. I'm going to get in and buy this market. And you don't understand that the market's getting worse and worse as it keeps going up. I know it sounds strange, but you got to think of it this way. If you have 15 stocks that are driving the entire S&P, and all the other ones, if you took those stocks out, the S&P would have crashed big time. But it's holding them up. And this has been going on since 2008. It's called QE, quantitative easing. So you still can make money in this market because, see, they're afraid to let the yields go back up. They tried it, 3 weeks ago. They had an announcement. And in one day, the market dropped. And one day, what am I talking about? In a few minutes, the market dropped 500 points because everybody panicked. We better get out of the big tech stocks. We got to get out of the big tech stocks. We got to get into the bank stocks. We're going to get killed. The market's going to crash. But then they decided they can't do that. They can't raise rates. It's impossible to raise rates because they have too much debt in the system. And they have too much liquidity, money in the system. So they've gone back now and continuing to lower the yields. I mean, think about these yields. Even last week, if you go back a week, the 10-year Treasury yield was at 149 basis points. Then, as of today, we're at 137. That's terrific for the big tech stocks. That's terrific for it. That's what pushes the stock market up. So what it does, it creates this illusion. And people are getting into the market and they don't know what to do. And the biggest problem, they don't know when to get out. We're going to keep taking advantage of this financial engineering to keep reducing the yield down, 10-year Treasury yield down, so to push up the big tech, which drags up all the other stocks with it. But we're going to know how to take advantage of it, and then, well in advance, we'll know when to turn our position, take our profits, turn our position, and get into the stock so that when the market drops, we'll be in a short position making money on the way down. A good example of that is we were buying Microsoft. While Microsoft was going up about 20%, we were selling short the cruise line, Carnival Cruise Line. It was going down 24%. So we were making money with Carnival Cruise Line going down 24%. Now, why do you think the cruise line is going down 24%? The airlines are going down 24%. Why do you think they're all going down? Hotels are going down, all of them. Because there's no economy. How can there be economy? We got 6 million people facing rent eviction, 3 million home foreclosure, and 6 million not back to work.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
PhilsGang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang Radio Show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang Social Media, keeping you connected.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month? philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join our gang free for 10 days. You get the color-coded chart, tells you when to buy a stock, when to sell. It also tells you when to add. It also tells you when not to add. It gives you a warning, gives you a heads up. Money is coming out of that stock. You better start taking profits. It gives you that, it identifies that in advance. So your timing is always perfect. You'll know, okay, I got 20% in the stock, I better get out. I better start reducing my shares. And then every day at 2 o'clock, Steve, who's head of our education department, he will post our portfolio of stocks to our members. And he tells our members what to do with each one of those stocks. Give you an example.
Looking at Goldman Sachs, keep this on the watch list. Do not chase this up today, okay? First of all, it reports earnings tomorrow.
So he tells you what to do. Nobody else does that for you. When's the last time someone called you with your stock? The guy that's handling your 401k. you have a mutual fund inside of it. When does he call and tell you? Or your planner, wait a minute, we got the banks reporting now in the next 3 days, so we better start taking some profits. Because right now there's a problem with the market for most people. Not for us, but for most people. Because they've been pushing up the stock market, pushing the market up artificially since March 26th by simply engineering the 10-year Treasury yields down to push up big tech, which has been a big winner. And by the same token, remember, those same stocks that are going up, big tech, there's other stocks that follow that you're in, and you have no idea what's going to happen to those stocks. You have no idea. You're buying stocks that are going up that you shouldn't even be involved in. But they're following. They think of it as the big tech stocks. Think of them as a shark, swim through water, and all these fish that eat off of it. These little fish. You ever see a shark go through water and you have all these fish eating off it? Well, this is what happens. We have the rates down on big tech, and the rates are so low, they're enjoying one of the biggest rallies in history. But you also have non-discretionary stocks. They're also following it, doing well. But those are going to get clobbered. So you're in these stocks. Again, here you got, remember, every time yields go down, 10-year Treasury yields go down, or 20-year Treasury yields go down, it's identifying the economy is doing terrible. But nobody will tell you that because the stock market keeps going up. Today, the market's up 136%. But do you know the yields are down again today? 137 basis points compared to last Monday, 150 basis points? Do you understand what that means? Did anybody ever tell you this? No, nobody tells you this. We inform our members every day. Last Monday, the 10-year Treasury yield was 150 basis points. So the banks started to go up, but they don't want the banks going up. They wanted to make sure the big tech goes up because that's where everybody makes their money. Who's everybody? The 1 percentile. We're not talking about the people on Main Street who have a combined income of $48,000 a year or combined income of $68,000. They don't care about you. Are you nuts? They don't care about you one bit. They're talking about the 1 percentile who make between $400,000 and $500,000 a year, who have a net worth of $3 to $5 million. They take care of them. They take care of them. Their income has gone up, doubled. Where the guy on Main Street, his income probably go up 2%. That's it. So now you got the yield today down to 137, but the stock market's going up. It's up 126 points. The Nasdaq's up 24. People are jumping in. They're borrowing money to buy stocks. They think it's great because they're all listening to the fake business news network, and they have no idea what they're doing, and they're not going to know when to get out in time. Now, if you're with us, we're going to ride that wave. But we know as the Dow goes up 122 points. We know as the Nasdaq goes up 23 points, or Facebook goes up, or Amazon, we're going to take advantage of it. But we're going to get out of it. But you poor folks, you have no idea what's going on in your 401k is a great example. So they're just masking this. Also, the other thing they don't talk about. Think about this. You have over 20 million people who lost their jobs. There's 6 million people still not back to work. We got 5 million people who are getting ready to be evicted. People who rent being evicted. Can you imagine that? We got 10 million people who are ready to lose their homes to foreclosure. Oh, you don't hear that either, do you? You don't hear that at all. Imagine we have 40, this is after we gave the renters $45 billion in assistance. And guess what? You print that money. We don't have it. We're broke. They printed the $45 billion. And they give all these renters a stimulus, some program to assist them in their rent, and there's still 10 million people behind on their rent. See, all we're doing is getting it deeper and deeper, but the stock market keeps going up. Again, if all you had to look at, if you looked at the yield on Friday or last Monday at 150, you look at the yield today, it's 137. You'll say, you know what? The market's going up, just like what we do. We got our members saying, okay, you can go ahead and buy Facebook. When Facebook was going up 36%, we were shorting Las Vegas. The casino, LVS symbol, went down 20%. As Microsoft was going up 15%, we were shorting Hyatt, was going down 17%. And all we have to look at the yield, and we'll be out in time. You're not going to be out in time. That's the problem. That's the problem. But nobody talks about any of this. It's unbelievable. You know, the other thing they don't talk about that really gets me? They never talk about, and I talked about this last week, the deficits, especially the trade deficits, are so bad, killing our economy. And think about the tax receipts. They came in at $463 billion. $463 billion. But we spent almost $600 billion. So we spend $600 billion, we take in $463 billion, but nobody thinks about that because they look at the stock market and they see the big tech stocks going up, but they have no idea that it's just a handful of stocks that's forcing tech stocks that are forcing the whole S&P up, creating the biggest bubble in the world. And unless you know when to get out, you're going to get killed. My members are all going to get out. But not only going to get out in time, they're going to be in position when the market does break, they're going to make money on the way down. So let's think about this for a minute. You don't hear anybody get on those fake business networks and say, you know, the tax research came in at $463 billion, and you know, that's just, but we spent $600 billion? That's going to get, that gave us a deficit. We're right now at almost $2.6 trillion. On top of that, American people had to pay in interest $530 billion this year so far. That's right, $530 billion they had to pay in interest. They're also on the hook for the government's $320 billion in interest payments on the national debt. Nobody talks about that. See, nobody wants to know about this. And all these deficits, they don't want you to know this either. A deficit is nothing more than a tax hike on your grandchildren and children. You're going to require them to pay what you spent, the debt you created. That's all a deficit is. It is cruel. But nobody wants to talk about that. All they do is look at Facebook, Amazon, Google, and everything's okay. Really? What are you, nuts? Join my gang free for 10 days, for heaven's sakes. Help yourself, then help St. Jude.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. It's free for 10 days. Look, every morning we start out, and the first thing we do is we give our members all the information on the stocks in our portfolio and what to do. We look at the yields. That's the interest rate that they're financially engineering every day to go down or up. We know whether to have them in business. We know to put them in there's two big categories that drive this market: banks and techs. And then there's oil. That's another one. And then you have healthcare stocks. Do we monitor these stocks based on the yield? Does your guy do that for you? Does your planner do that for you? What are you, nuts? He doesn't do that for you. And give you an example. Listen to this. And this is a stock we're in. This guy calls Kramer on Ford.
I got to tell you, you know which one I like best? Ford! I think we start buying Ford here.
Ford! I like Ford! Well, let's tell you about Ford. Now, my members have been in Ford, I'll just route it out, since $12. They got out of the stock around $15 and switched their position to now short. So they already made 25% on the way up. Now, don't misunderstand. I'm not saying every gang member who's in my gang who's been following Ford made 25%. What I'm saying is, if that's one of their stocks that they follow, that's the opportunity they had. That's the opportunity they had. That's the business opportunity. Each stock, we tell our members, look, you stay with your same 5-6 stocks all year long. They all got to be part of the S&P 100 or the Dow 30 or what we call the Qs or XLK, which are the big tech stocks, let's say the top 100 stocks. As long as you take 5 or 6 from the top, because those same 5, 6 stocks are in everybody's hedge fund, everybody's 401k, every bank trades them, every insurance company trades and invests them. As long as you take the same 5 stocks, all those institutions are in, you're going to do terrific. Then you wait until the pattern comes to you before you execute a buy or sell short. And we tell you every day, we tell you when to execute a buy, when to add to your position. Hey, don't add today. Matter of fact, take some profits, we tell them. Take some profits today. And the stock is posted at 2 o'clock every day so they can see exactly what to do. So they don't have to be home looking at charts or anything else. Just spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And as long as they follow the instructions, they're going to be fine. So Ford, I want to get back to Ford. So Ford had a beautiful rally. So he's got them buying Ford as it's going down. Ford is going down. And you remember the last stock he recommended for somebody? It was I think it was UMC. And it went against him. And he said to him, the chart was wrong. That was his excuse. The chart was wrong. The chart was wrong. I wasn't wrong. The chart was wrong. Charts aren't wrong. Charts are never wrong. They record the truth. So the idea is, while this market continues to go up, continues to mask all the headwinds, you still can make money. As long as they continue to, again, they've been doing this since 2008, and since 2013, they've really been doing it. As long as they continue with all this stimulus, and they're going to, because they can't stop. The only thing that's going to stop it is when Main Street gets hurt so badly, because to get these techs to keep going up, these big tech, Facebook and the rest of it, keep going up every day, keep going up. They got to destroy Main Street. How do they do that? When they destroy the dollar, when they keep printing the dollar. And when you got a government that has a negative net worth of $20 trillion, and from the time you go to bed to the time you wake up in the morning, your feet hit the floor, you add another $1.5 billion. Unbelievable. $28 trillion in debt. $125 trillion unfunded. That's Social Security and Medicare. That's unbelievable. The government is spending so much money. It's unbelievable. The only thing that's keeping this whole market going is the liquidity. You hear about that all the time. Liquidity. There's too much liquidity in the system. $120 billion a month. They're printing to purchase treasuries to make sure interest rates go down, those yields go down every day so that the big tech stocks keep moving up. $100 billion a month for stock buybacks to make sure companies don't have to have profits anymore so they can just buy their stock. Imagine that. They print $100 billion a month to give to CEOs to buy their own shares to push the stock price up. They don't have to have profits anymore. And every time they do that, they screw Main Street. They print another $180 billion a month. So they go in the Federal Reserve and buy all the mortgages from the banks so they can keep on going because they don't make money on mortgages, not at 2 and 3%. So they're propping up the banks. And we're going to see how well the banks do in the next couple of days. They're coming out. Then they print another $120 billion a month to monetize corporate debt. That means they go in and all this debt, the companies are ready to fold. Instead of letting the companies fold like we used to, they go in and buy the debt from them so they can keep going. These are called zombie corporations. About 25% of the S&P are zombie corporations. They print another $100 billion a month for the government. They go and they say, don't worry, government, you're not going to go belly up. Even though your net worth is upside down, don't worry about it. We're going to come in and buy your debt. We're going to buy your debt. We just keep printing money. The answer is keep printing money. That's their answer. Well, at some point, the guy on Main Street, his dollar is so destroyed, he's got to make a decision. Does he pay his credit card or does he pay his payment on his house? Does he pay for gasoline or does he pay his payment on the house? And those decisions are going to come soon. Maybe a month, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. As long as we track, and this is what we do every day for our members, as long as we keep tracking that yield, it's the most important thing. Track the liquidity, track the yield. We'll always have them in the right position, in the right stock. And if you don't believe it, try it for 10 days. You'll see, I'm not lying. The poor consumer is so screwed. Are you kidding me? 63% of our workers are working paycheck to paycheck. They're saying how great this economy is? What is this economy strong? How can the economy be so strong? We never had a recovery to begin with. Economy strong. Give me a break. The economy's on life support, for heaven's sakes. That's what's really funny. They keep saying how strong the economy is. The economy's not strong. It's a disaster. It's all on credit. It's all on credit. And every time the market starts going down, what do? They print money and they go in and buy what they call index futures, the big boys, so to prop the market back up. This is crazy. And last, the trade deficits. They're killing our employees. They're killing our economy. But see, it's all mashed over. As long as you can keep those big tech stocks going up, people don't see this. They don't want you to see it. The trade deficits are the worst thing in the world. Remember, in the last 20 years, under baby Bush, Obama, Trump, and now Biden, they accumulated trade deficits over about $15 trillion. That's about $95,000 per employee. That's double what an ordinary American makes. And we buy more stuff from foreign country than we sell. That's insane. We have a negative trade balance of $500 billion in 2016. We're almost at $900 billion today. And if I went on the street and talked to people, what's the trade deficit? 99% of the people wouldn't even know what a trade deficit is. So the best thing to do is just keep making money. Take advantage. All you got to know is when to get out, when to take profits, when to add to your position, when not to, and make sure you're out in time. That's our job. And all we ask, if we do that for you, would you help St. Jude? That's all we want. Check it out. 10 days. philsgang.com. You get the chart and the membership free, and you'll see that it works. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to